Welcome back to the crossover of Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Got it!
We get to hear that good song again, but only for a few seconds.
Yes, I love the soundtrack of Ace Attorney 6.
I mean, it's one of the few memorable songs in the game.
No, I'd argue Ace Attorney 6 had a pretty great soundtrack, especially since a lot of its tracks are kind of recycled from Ace Attorney 5 as well.
I prefer 5.
I kind of prefer 6's soundtrack, which is weird because as a whole, I kind of prefer 5 as a game over 6, but soundtrack-wise, I kind of prefer 6's.
The Shades managed to break down the door. The room itself looked as if a violent struggle had taken place.
It was just jam, though.
Whatever could have happened here? Wait, isn't this the scene of our last production meeting? We do know now that the now missing Great Witch was supposed to have been meeting with a guest of sorts. Quite the conundrum indeed. Well, let us endeavour to clear up this mystery, shall we, Miss Faye?
For once, you're not at the center of it. So now...
Maya's licking the jam off the walls.
And now we go to our next chapter. Chapter 6, Secrets of the Underground Ruins. That's right, we're going underground now.
I hope it's the kind of underground where you can breathe.
There's a complete boat and river ride here.
Someone told me there were trains down here.
Nope.
That's the,
Sophie's not here, Shiroi.
Sure, right, that's the Underground Railroad you're thinking of.
Who would have thought something like this would exist underground?
It's like one of those cool Disney rides.
This is totally different from Labyrinthia.
Yes, it is.
It kind of looks like something straight out of a history book.
From fantasy to history.
Long forgotten remnant of the past.
History books often aren't pictured.
Hey!
It's from the Azrans, but you were not contractually obligated to not mention them.
Honestly, I do wonder if they were gonna tie this into the Azrans, since this game was originally supposed to take place during the prequel trilogy.
And trust me, considering everything, the truth about this game and all, it will kind of fit with their modus operandi.
Definitely.
Are my speciality, after all.
He's not kidding, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, he's an
I almost
archaeologist.
forgot you're an archaeologist, Professor.
Exactly.
Now then,
Yeah, I
shall
just
we
said
begin
that.
our search?
Curse this 11-year-old game for stealing my life.
Alright, that's the mystery.
My god, you're right, this game is 11 years old. Anyway, lying at the end of the secret passage leading from the mansion were some underground ruins lit by pools of water. What is the purpose of these ruins lying deep within the forest?
As an archaeologist, I have to wonder why a huge underground space such as this was constructed. Actually, I might be wrong. I think this game's actually 10 years old. But
can you tell me the year, please?
Oh wait, no. Okay.
in Japan, it came out in 2012.
So yeah, that is 10.
So hey,
Jovah, this gets published in 2023.
Oh. This door won't budge. It looks like it needs a key to open.
What, no puzzles?
use your Makatama.
Surprising, isn't it?
I bet you the Great Witch is on the other side of this door.
Now, how do we confront her, given the last time we tried, Layton got turned to gold?
I'll throw my Magatama at her.
Yes, that is a possibility. However, fuck, I forgot my line. There is still another room nearby that we have yet to explore.
And we want to
Sorry,
go for...
having the teleprompter near the water is a bit dangerous, so we need you to actually memorize.
lines.
Well, why not just use cue cards? They're not made out of electricity.
Those tiny little beady eyes you can't read from a distance.
Yes, I can.
I don't know,
Okay,
Professor.
Professor. We should go check out the other room first, then.
After all, we want to go for full completion and all that.
I'm more athletically fit than this 19-year-old.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I mean, given that
Actually, he probably is.
Honestly, it
All she does is eat burgers.
Okay. If Maya went through the same training that Pearl did, and given how Pearl was able to run all the way from the village, all the way to the city, a trip usually taken by train, one has to wonder, is Maya just holding back, and is she really actually truly athletic, and just, she's lazy?
Say, Professor, is it me, or do these statues all look really sad?
Why are the statues? I agree. There is a certain air of sadness to them. They almost seem to...
You
They're
don't...
fucking statues!
But look
Or
at how...
maybe the artist was depressed. That happens a lot with artists.
Yeah.
You're giving me the chills.
Maya, if statues that were made to look sad give you chills, I don't know what to tell you. Oh,
In
I grabbed
purple
my
lighting.
hat in preparation.
Oh, come on, Professor. I know being creeped out by statues seems kind of silly, but you don't have to laugh at me.
Well, did you see? Did you see I'm blind with my beady eyes?
You have a very feminine laugh, Professor.
It's fake. It's not me.
So glad you could finally make it, Professor Herschel Layton.
And this girl who's with you.
Why are you saying my full name? Just say Professor Layton or Professor.
Oh, she's some girl who's just some girl who's just some girl who's just some girl.
As I thought, it was you that led us here. Tell us, what secret lies within these ruins?
Well, it wouldn't be a secret if I told you now.
Now, if you're capable of journeying to the beginning and finding out the truth all on your own...
Ah, I see what you did there.
Bitch. I asked you a question. The beginning?
Yes, do you not read? Have you ever wondered why the storyteller started writing the story in the first place?
Oh god, are we about to ponder the meanings of life here? Finding out why God decided to start it all?
More importantly, why does he continue to write it?
Well, he needs a hobby, obviously.
Also, that's his own business.
Because he's a dickhead. That's why.
I mean, yeah, gods are dickheads. The answer to those questions are located within these very ruins.
I mean, I played Kid Icarus Uprising. Yes, gods are very much dickheads.
If that is true, then might I ask why you're sharing this information with us?
I think Pyron was just a bit exuberant, but at the heart in the right place.
Not for Riddy, though, tsundere that she is.
Simple. I want you to get closer to the truth.
Kinda pretty blatant, aren't you there?
I'm afraid you'll have to work out the rest for yourselves. And I'm sure that's child's play for a gentleman of your caliber.
And then Maya's like, hey, what about me?
Given what we find out later,
And you will help.
Yes.
What exactly are you plotting?
Oh yeah, like the bad guy would just tell you.
When the light of the truth shines upon the hidden darkness in the first story, the legendary figure will rise.
That sounds like that could be a bad thing for us.
Layton, how many times have I told you? You figure this out for yourself. Do I have to spell it out for you?
The great witch Bazella.
Ah.
Oh.
Gasp.
Layton.
Professor.
He literally had his eyes closed the whole time.
That was like, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You're Bazella, aren't you? He had his hat down to cover the fact that he was sleeping. Me, Bazella? I hate to disappoint you, but you've got the wrong person.
And we should trust you, why? Like, you know, you...
Barnum did it.
Barnum was the Great Witch. That would mean that the Great Witch Bazella's been burning her own. Although then again, we found out that apparently they survived these trials, so maybe it was all an inside job.
Yeah, but the Shades are calling you the Great Witch.
I'm sleeping here.
Ah, yes, they did indeed call me by such a name. However,
Will you shut up? It's 2 in the morning.
Layton, we're
you
figuring out
asked me
important
to
stuff.
explain, but fine. I guess you don't want help.
No, Layton.
That was for an entirely different reason.
Yeah, again, I don't really buy that the characters would just believe her on the spot. Like, it's not like the bad guy might lie.
I'm afraid she's correct, Miss Faye. This person's not Bezella because,
Huh?
the real Bezella would never expose herself so freely. It would place her in far too much danger.
Danger
I know
of
this. Just
what?
shut up.
Okay, here's my question. Danger of what? Bezella is apparently oh so great and powerful. What danger would revealing herself to you two do it? Especially given now again, the last time this witch encountered you two, she flipping pulverized you. And
It would
blamed
be
Maya
tantamount
for
to
it.
turning itself in. Also, there was something very strange about those shades in the you don't say.
I mean, when were the shades
Well, the
not
fact that
acting
they're
strange?
dying of thirst? Strange.
One must wonder why they would consider her the Great Witch when there is no magic present here.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Ah, that's true. So much has happened so far, but none of it was related to any magic.
And again, we just take that all at face value from these guys who are kind of dubious. Okay.
Well, they're reading this from what they've experienced.
When we met in the
so-
Eldritch Woods, and even now, you had something you wanted us to find. If you were truly Bezella, there would be no reason for you to lead us along in such a manner.
Also, by the way, the whole no magic thing, remember, the Great Witch literally disappeared before their eyes and Maya said it must have been magic, so where's that whole we haven't seen any magic in this forest coming from?
So,
Yeah.
I am not Bezella. Rather, I actually wish to meet with Bezella. And that moment will soon come to pass.
Just
Is magic something you switch on and off like a switch?
Now keep in mind, as far as Layton and Maya know, doing this will summon Bezella, which, as far as anyone has said, that's a bad thing.
The truth lies with your cute new friend.
Oh, snap, Maya!
Well, she's more memorable. Yeah, I've already done that.
Until we meet again.
A whoosh.
hey, bye.
Please, wait, we're not finished yet.
I can't hear her voice anymore. I think she's gone.
You think?
Thanks, Maya.
Yeah.
Wonderful
I
observation.
have no comment on that line.
It would appear.
I will say this, once again, the cracks are unfortunately starting to show, but for now, let us proceed with the story.
The witch wasn't Bezella after all, huh?
Yes, no, she isn't. Because she said so. I don't know. I think whoever wrote the script was half asleep. It would seem our great witch has been demoted to a mere witch.
Oh man, and here I thought we finally managed to catch Bezella.
Okay, I'll say this. If I were writing, if we really had to stick with that witch not being the Great Witch, I would have saved that for a much more different moment. Possibly in one of the later chapters. I'll explain which one later.
Let me find the truth. We'll find Dr. and Bezella.
Say, Professor, when we do find the real Bezella,
Do you think she'll be nice?
She's. What do you think?
do you think this will finally be over? I mean everything.
Well, Maya, I heard of this movie in the works called Wonder Woman.
Oh no. Well, oh wait, hold on. Which Wonder Woman?
2017.
Okay, that's good for the most
Witch
part.
trials, the fake fire pit. Do you think it'll all finally come to an end?
Yes, I do. Bezella is at the root of all disaster in Labyrinthia, If we catch her, then everything should come to an end.
I think the storyteller started it, but
He did write it that way, yeah.
Then we know what we've got to do. Let's go, Professor. Also, Jovah, what you said a little bit ago, it's kind of a shame because I've been really enjoying this game up to this point. Like, going through it the second time.
Oh, okay. Let me put it like this. Game's still enjoyable at this point. I'm just saying the cracks are starting to show, but yeah, I guess one good thing that is about us having to re-record this game is that now you kind of know my pain with this game. I love the game. It's just when we get to that point there, I'll just say ouch and be on with it. For those who don't know, oh, don't worry, you're in for a roller coaster ride and a half come the final chapter.
Yeah, I didn't want to say any more just yet. I just wanted to make just a brief mention about that because this has been a lot of fun.
Oh,
let's move on this way, eh?
And you know what? We can still continue to have fun up until that point. In fact, even around points in there are still fun.
Huh? I wonder what that sparkly thing was just now.
Oh, something seems to have fallen. It appears to be a key.
Oh yeah, from the Great Witch who's totally not making it too easy for us.
Wow, keys fall from the sky in England.
That's a new fact
You
I'll
think
keep
the
in
witch
mind.
dropped it?
Judging by the patterns on this key, it would appear to have some sort of connection to these ruins.
What's with this mouse keychain on the end of it?
Congratulations, Maya, you're a Keyblade wielder.
That actually sounds like a terrible idea. Yeah, it definitely does. Remember the huge door back near the entrance?
Let's be honest, she would not be the worst person who's gotten a Keyblade, sadly.
I was about to say, in terms of intelligence and I guess cheaper attitude, yeah, she's kind of like SCWRM, so why not?
I bet it's related to that door. Spirit Medium's instinct is to run at it.
Spirit's medium's instinct, you say? Well then, let's head us back and check.
Oh boy, the Spirit Medium's instinct at work, everyone.
I know Maya's actually mentioned being a Spirit Medium once in this game, but was Layton in the room?
Apparently at this point Layton is aware that she's a Spirit Medium, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think we ever saw her officially first say it to Layton and Luke before. They just seemed to happen to know. Again, the whole thing with her even being mentioned as a Spirit Medium was kind of wonky since the game at first makes a point of going, oh, we don't have time for that. But then, oh yeah, no, we can mention she's a Spirit Medium. Again, more points on that later.
And again, despite... That's a problem because it creates the plot hole that at no point she tries to consult Mia for help.
Okay, here's the thing. With the original Ace Attorney trilogy, we could always say the main reason Maya didn't just summon the victim and just make a case easy was because she was still a Spirit Medium in training, and she was not necessarily the best at spirit channeling. And it probably did not help that she got traumatized from spirit channeling thanks to the second case of the second game, essentially.
Yes, precisely.
That being said, given that this takes place after Stolen Turnabout, she should not have a trouble at least calling on Mia. In fact, may I remind you, she uses Mia's spirit channeling on quite a few occasions in the third game, even using it so much as to help us get, information, let's call it the old-fashioned way, much to Mia's distress and distaste.
If it is the truth you would like us to find, we must be prepared to face it.
Alright, hold on to your hat, Professor.
Because the truth might knock it off.
It's glued to my head.
Professor, why do you take such dedication in seeing that it never comes off?
Because the order of the English gentleman and feisty Spirit Medium is coming through.
Oh boy.
Don't try and trademark.
So Tio, how high a crochet would this rank as?
I don't know.
C+. A most ambitious title, if there ever was one. Let us head to the entrance, Miss Faye.
You know, you joked with, but going off of Noble Phantasm rankings, C+ is actually pretty powerful in some occasions.
Anyway, there we are. Mystery solved.
The witch that captured a spell in London and who turned the professor into gold is the quote-unquote Great Witch who leads the Shades in the Eldritch Woods.
This so-called Great Witch was not, in fact, Bezella. I feel as if she's trying to nudge me into ascertaining something.
Again, I can get revealing that this Great Witch isn't Bezella. I just feel like they did it a little too early.
Right. Mr. Wright. We made it outside. The coast looks clear.
Oh. Sheesh, my back is killing me. I hope this doesn't...
Back's killing me.
I hope
Back's
this...
killing me from playing this game.
Jerry?
I think the elderly woman has left for a break now. To be honest, I was a little nervous there for a second.
You look really happy for being nervous.
Because she now isn't anymore.
By the way, where are we? Espella, do you know?
What, do you think I live here? Oh wait, I do.
No, I've never seen this place before.
To be fair, it is outside of the Labyrinthia walls, which... Yeah, as far as most people know, there should not be a world that even exists outside.
When your father writes it so you have to be stuck inside on the run, you kind of don't get to go out much.
Ouch.
There isn't a forest anywhere like this anywhere in Labyrinthia.
No wonder she ran away with Carmine.
We must have traveled quite a distance.
That sound effect. Did you guys see that just now?
Huh?
Oh. Hello.
My, I wonder who that is. It's quite an odd outfit they have on.
I was just gonna say my brother.
You know,
or
Espella,
something like that.
you know, Espella, given what happened in the first few chapters, shouldn't you recognize those outfits as similar to the people who kidnapped you from London? In fact, Luke, shouldn't you remember those too? Granted, I know they're not as demonic looking, but they're pretty similar. Wait, are you serious? But they're wearing such weird outfits.
Now, Mr. Wright, you mustn't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, you're right. What was I thinking? That was the lesson I told you after you accused Maya of being a witch.
Yeah, that was an awkward time.
Creepy mansion covered in creepy fog in an equally creepy forest. Feels like I'm in Resident Evil. Oh wait, no, that's right, I know Chris and Jill.
What an absolutely lovely scent. There's something very familiar about it.
Are you by any chance familiar with The Wizard of Oz?
I think we only have witches here. This must be where the wagon's horses rest.
The horse's food and water looks like it was recently filled. I bet they might use these horses all the time.
Huh, I can't imagine riding a horse.
Wanna steal a horse for a joyride?
Excuse me, could you perhaps tell us where we are?
This is the Eldritch Woods, an outside world that exists away from the story. An empty world. A world with no official existence. A world unwritten in the annals of history. Quite exciting stuff. An outside world.
Eldritch Woods?
All who dwell in these woods leave as shades, each bound to their tasks.
What do you mean by their tasks?
Could it be? Are you new recruits? Why haven't you attended the Great Witch's orientation ritual? The Great Witch? Oh snap, I've stepped into it big time now.
I can't help but feel he's giving us the most disapproving looks right now.
Tut tut. You must see her right away. We exist to carry out our tasks. Nothing more, nothing less.
Hey, wait! He's gone. Well, that was strange. Surprisingly not the strangest thing I've seen this week.
Better get in the Doctor of Strange.
Could that have been?
Eh?
The Doctor.
Do you know what that was about, Spella?
Wouldn't that be a crazy twist if it turned out there's actually a Doctor Who story in disguise?
There is a fairy tale that is often told to the children of Labyrinthia.
A fairy tale within a fairy tale. What kind of fairy tale?
It's a story about a secret forest where the souls of witches sentenced to burn in the flames wander around.
Which might mean we were talking to a ghost. Which, given Phoenix's experience, would not be too out of the ordinary, surprisingly.
Those souls cannot be seen by the living, and they say anyone who is able to see them is possessed by the evil spirit.
So maybe these shades are actually possessed by the spirits of all the dead witches.
Phoenix gets grief, like, no matter who it's from, even dead people.
Yeah.
A forest of wandering souls?
Sounds like an indie video game.
Maybe this is the forest mentioned in that story.
There's just one little problem. But I mean, it's just a kid's fairy tale, right? In a land with witches. And a guy who got turned to gold. 2 guys who were set alight.
They're still trying to cope.
If that story is true, does that mean the person we just spoke to was a witch's spirit?
No way. I mean, when I see a ghost get possessed, well, I mean, when I see someone possessed by a ghost, normally their appearance changes, but wait a minute, hold on. Remember how we got here? We came through that cage in the fire pit all the way down here. Which means... I think there's a very good chance that wishes are connected to this forest. And if I'm right, that means a certain someone must be here somewhere. We're coming for you, Maya, even if you did come back to life as a zombified shade.
You too, Layton, I guess.
Why would
What,
he...
so I don't matter now, do I?
Wait, hold on. Why would Layton be back? As far as we know, he's solidified gold.
Jeez, I know I'm an asshole backstage, but really?
Maybe we'll find clues as to Maya's whereabouts?
Yeah!
Alright, guys. Let's get going already. Our first stop to avenge the professor in his memory is...
I'm not dead!
As far as we know, you are.
Yeah, scratch what I said.
Also, it's like that gag in Monty Python, like, I'm not dead, you'll be stoned out in a moment.
Is that creepy-looking haunted house right up ahead?
Can't see it through the fog.
Oh god, are we in Silent Hill, actually? Oh, look at that! The courthouse, right over there.
Things are just a tad too colorful with Silent Hill.
Wagon station.
Hold on. Might as well backtrack.
See, it's already got the scary part down, I guess.
But the joke will be over. It's totally one of the bird games where he's colorful, but not really.
I love how you can actually backtrack to the courthouse here. Like, which implies that the gang is just walking all the way back there. And it's just fine.
Maya must have fallen down here too.
That means all the people found guilty were transported through here. Right under our noses. What the hell? A puzzle? These puzzles show up in the weirdest places sometimes.
You don't say, Mr. Wright.
What's next? A puzzle that shows up on the moon?
I've seen weirder. Would it be alright if I were to try and solving this puzzle? I've been watching you all solving puzzles, and it really does look like fun. Sorry, my voice keeps going up and down. Tweak the volume, pitch on my throat.
Sure.
Sorry, I had a bit of a cough there.
Sure, Spella. We don't mind sitting this one out, right, Luke?
Of course not. I'll be here cheering for you. Show us what you can do, Espella.
And then Jovah fails the puzzle on purpose.
Thank you both. Okay then, here goes nothing.
That wouldn't be
think we have
becoming
ever
of a
seen-
gentleman.
I don't think we've ever seen failed puzzles created in one of our recorded runs.
I've seen a couple.
No, definitely. I'm talking about the runs that we recorded for these.
Yeah. Puzzle 56, Marionettes 2, the marionetting. There are 6 puppets, each of individually controlled body parts. Each have a total of 6. Head, body, 2 arms, and 2 legs. The control trees for the puppet's body parts are separate, used to size each puppet with the correct number of body parts, and blah 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 blah.
It's the same as the old puzzle with the marionettes. Essentially, line them up, and then you'll have them activated. But again, it's a matter of making it so that the colors don't overlap. You gotta use every space on the board. But no repeats. I love how these marionettes are now werewolves.
And if you get it wrong, the marionettes will come to life and bite you on the neck.
Interesting imagination there, dudes.
I mean, if I were basically, I would love to write a spin-off Layton game that's centered on a completely different character and is a more darker tone. I can make it like the Torchwood of Professor Layton.
So yeah, there you go, Espella's own puzzle-solving animation.
Cool.
That one was for you, Professor.
Yes. Okay,
lovely.
so let's just go back the long way we came, and yeah, do it by
Don't
foot.
worry, we'll use our 3DS to warp there.
What is this place? And why do I get a sense of deja vu?
It looks like a workshop of some sort. I wonder what's being mixed inside those cauldrons.
Things.
Smells like a stash of sorts.
It looks toxic.
Well, maybe it's a witch's potion then.
Hey, do you smell that?
What the rock is cooking?
Do you think it's coming from the liquid inside? I feel like I've smelled this scent before.
Luke? I don't think it's a good idea to breathe in too much of this scent.
Oh, come on, what's the worst that could happen?
And he's dead. Great.
Luke died.
It's just gonna
That's
be one of
probably
those
why all
days,
those people
isn't
are
it?
wearing masks.
Because the last person who didn't died.
What? Do you think they could be wearing gas masks?
They are quite clearly wearing gas masks, Luke.
So this room could possibly be a little more than hazardous to our health, huh? I think we better move on for now. I think my sinuses are stuffy.
I respond to that by breathing in more of it.
Mr. Wright, look! There's another door on the other side of the room. It looks like there's no toxic gas there.
Phoenix has danced with death
Well,
way too often.
But Luke, gas is invisible. How can you tell?
I don't know if I'd call it toxic just yet. Granted, I once swallowed a glass that possibly had poisonous residue in it, chewed the glass and survived. So maybe I'm just built different.
Phoenix, are you okay?
Red flour, mix and stir. Red flour, mix and stir. Red flour, mix and stir. No matter what happens, the recipe never changes. Red flour, mix and stir. He's really focusing on stirring whatever's in that pot. Sort of reminds me of Maya whenever she tries to cook soup. The keyword being tries.
How do you screw up soup?
She gives up and eats burgers instead.
I wonder why he's so focused on stirring.
Pedro, you wanna give any consultation on that?
Yeah.
I guess not.
He took about silence.
Is something,
woe is me! What should I do?
is something the matter?
The Great Witch has gone missing, but I can't help search for her because I have my tasks to complete. But surely the well-being of the mistresses takes precedence over my task. No. I shouldn't abandon my post here.
She's going around in circles. What should we do?
Oh, that's a she.
The same
okay.
one Tia voiced earlier.
Sorry, voice to change the voice pattern. I'm so conflicted. What should I do?
Excuse me, why did you change voices like that?
And
Sorry, my vocal thing was mixed up.
But is this Great Witch you mentioned Bazella?
The Great Witch is the Great Witch. She is our mistress. I mean, the text sounds male, doesn't it?
It wouldn't be the first time we've had a female that has a male-sounding text sound effect.
Haven't they been using what is generally the more neutral sound effect, I guess?
Okay, typically we see females use higher-pitched texts, as we see with Vespella. However, there are some exceptions based off of their tones of voice. Do you think this has to do with the Great Witch? I'm not sure if I want to know, to be honest.
I'd say standard is more the word I was looking for sound fonts than neutral. Ah!
Is that blood? Oh god, another murder case?
The room is covered with it. What could have happened here?
Luke, cover your eyes! You're not old enough to see this! I mean, I know you've seen people get burned alive, but still. Oh wait, no, technically you haven't seen people being burned alive. Which does make me wonder, if those people were never really burned, wouldn't that make this game not really worthy of the T rating? It's about a Schrodinger's rating, like, if we believe for there to be violent affairs, maybe it deserves that rating, but if it's not really the violence that occurs, does it really deserve that rating?
I mean, revealing otherwise would spoil the twist, so...
Yeah, because could you imagine that on the back of video game boxes with the age rating and the explanation for it? Rated 12. Contains death scenes that didn't actually happen.
Wouldn't that be ironic, though, when if an age rating is what kind of spoils a twist of a story?
Or for Justice for All with Edgeworth. He died, but he gets better.
Hey, good eye, Luke. I wonder where it leads, and why did somebody just leave an obvious secret passageway unattended?
It looks pitch black in there. So, should we go inside?
Go inside the creepy dark tunnel with two miners? Hell yeah! Of course. We're on an
Mr.
investigation,
Wright,
aren't we?
Mr. Wright, I'm 18, aren't I?
No, Luke, you're still a preteen last we checked.
I was going for a speller.
What's this? Luke, are you scared?
Why are you smiling
You
like
got
that?
it all wrong. I'm perfectly fine in the dark. No problems at all.
You're doing the I really need to pee dance again.
Right then, I'll be right behind you, Mr. Wright.
Yep, he's scared.
I'm right behind you as well, Mr. Wright.
I see the chivalry will have to come from one bout here. You're scared too, huh, Spella? Thanks,
Yes.
guys. Who do I get to walk behind then?
You're the adult.
I'm sorry, I thought you were also an adult.
You're an older adult.
So, age is but a number in that regard. Wow. Who'd have thought there'd be some ancient underground ruins here? I feel like Indiana Jones now. Lawyer by day, archaeologist by night.
Wow, this place is amazing, isn't it? Look at those large pillars and that stream of water.
Festive.
Everything here looks so old. I've never seen anything quite like it.
I mean, they're ruins.
And you say this kind of place is called a ruin? Is it?
Oh, come on, you're really telling me that you haven't heard the word ruin before? I guess you don't really have any ancient ruins like this within Labyrinthia, even though we have literally parts of the town left over from the burning of this Bezella.
Ancient ruins?
Something wrong, Luke?
Well,
Having a sense of deja vu.
it's just... This reminds me of the professor.
Look, everything's reminding Luke of the Professor. This cup of tea reminds me of the Professor.
It was his special blend. If he were here, he could tell us anything we wanted to know about these ruins.
This wall reminds me of the Professor.
That's right, the professor was an archaeologist.
Yeah,
It's ancient idiots.
it's almost like sometimes I can almost hear the professor's kind words calling out.
I'm fucking alive, you dickheads.
Oh, those wonderful sweet words.
God
Even
damn
now,
it.
I can almost hear his voice. Professor,
Oh, grow up.
it's almost like he's telling me to grow up right now.
He has such a way with words.
I understand.
For fuck's
Me
sake.
too. I can almost hear the professor's voice, and Maya's too.
Nick? I'm over here.
I think I hear them as well.
Can they hear us?
Wait a second.
Come to think of it,
It really is like...
We can actually...
complete each other's sentences?
And then they turn around and see.
I
Hold
believe
on.
the line is sandwiches.
And then they turn around and see Maya and Layton's corpses.
What?
God, look at those corpses.
Oh my god!
Now then, let's check over on that side.
Oh my god.
Professor, over here.
those voices just now. It has to be their ghosts.
Yeah,
We're dead shit.
there's no mistaking it.
This is the sequel to The Sixth Sense.
Professor!
So does this
Professor!
mean that Layton has been? So does that mean that Layton actually has been it all along, and Luke is just seeing a ghost?
That would explain
Yeah.
it.
Luke, what are you doing here?
Professor, it's really you. Destiny has brought us back together.
What else would I be?
Well, deceased. I thought you'd never come back.
See, Professor, I see dead people. Turns out it's another gift I have now.
Actually, that's my whole thing, and you can back off.
Yeah!
Well, actually, well, technically her gift is channeling dead people, not so much seeing them.
I see them when my sister channels them.
True.
I see dead people.
Yeah, good point.
I'm so sorry, my boy. I caused you quite a bit of worry.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Professor, you're all right. Professor, what about Maya? I thought I heard her voice too.
Ah, yes. Not to worry, Mr. Wright. Rest assured, Miss Fay is just...
Yo, Nick!
Ah! We had a little switcheroo, fun times, and all it took was a bit of emotional trauma.
Hey, Nick! Nick!
Maya, you just deafened him.
Not as bad as Letty Mailer,
I'll
but
call
yeah.
him louder!
Of course.
Oh, I didn't need those eardrums anyway. Maya, am I dreaming? Is it really you? Or is this legit just all a dream and I'm suffering?
Yep. The professor and I are as real can be.
And then Phoenix woke up.
God, what a weird dream that was. You have no idea how relieved I am. Really, I've never been so happy to see you. Can this please be the last time you cause me an unbelievable amount of worry with your supposed capture or death?
I am really sorry, Nick. You must have been worried sick.
Give it 9 years, Phoenix. In your
It's
timeline.
just, well, I wanted to do something to help Espella, you know?
And you certainly succeeded, but boy golly did it cause me a lot of emotional grief. I'm smiling to hide the pain right now. No,
Phoenix.
It's not your fault, Maya. It's mine.
Actually, it is her fault.
Well, Phoenix, here's the thing, Phoenix. You have plenty of that in Takumi's games. Now you're in a game of both Takumi and Hino, so now you have to handle double.
Yeah, oh boy, I sure did. And let me tell you, it hit me like a truck sending me to an isekai.
Hino meeting the Phoenix Wright cast. So, do any of you own any felines?
As a matter of fact, my client Matt on Guard had a cat.
I see. Okay then.
Oh boy.
I'm really sorry.
Apologies were made, hugs were exchanged, and...
Burgers were bought.
But there aren't any burgers here.
All by Phoenix, of course.
God damn it!
Everyone here did the best that they could, except that's not the time right now. That is what enabled us to power through the hardship and reunite.
It's okay, Professor. We understand you couldn't do much, even though you were kind of evidence at the time. Yeah, you're right, Professor. You look a lot more different now not being gold, and with your arm reattached.
Right you are, Professor! The band is back together!
Good old Professor Layton logic.
Oh, be careful what you wish for, Maya.
But Maya, you've only known me for like 2 or 3 days. How do you know what Professor Layton logic is?
We've seen it in action.
Logic so good, it'll leave you as gold, right, Professor?
Too soon!
No.
Too soon.
Maya, not even the MCU would do that. Indeed, Miss Fay.
Somehow I doubt that.
He says as he hides the mental scars under that smile.
No, they're under the hat.
So, better or worse than the mental scars he got from Lost Future?
That's the thing, Shiro. That hat is so full of mental scars, no more than fits in there.
Maya, are you hurt? Are you suffering from any burns? Oh, hi, Professor, you're here too.
I mean, look, he just got turned to gold. That's way less than being burned.
And Professor, has your arm been properly reattached to your body?
See, there you go.
There you go. See, she one person at a time, Shiro.
Also, Estella, to be fair, we already saw his arm get reattached in court.
You're quite alright, Espella, I assure you.
Although,
You may rest easy.
Yeah, look, we're perfectly fine.
Imagine, what if Layton had to replace his arm with a metal arm, wear an eye patch, and then be all punished and all that?
Oh, thank goodness.
I don't know, I love having a cyborg arm.
Yeah, sounds kind of cool. Espella.
Phew, Espella looks super relieved.
No, it looks like she's asleep now.
And she's wiping tears.
The curse of narcolepsy has spread from Layton to Espella.
Oh my god, I just realized something, Blips.
Please wake up. I mean, dry your tears. Yes, Major?
Brits are all narcoleptic.
I just realized something, Blips. Layton got turned to gold, lost an arm. They accidentally reattached Dick Layton's arm. So now Layton is being possessed by Dick Layton.
It's liquid Layton.
Actually, you know what? Since my considering my sleep pattern, yeah, I'll go with that. Brits have narcolepsy.
Why is it my fault?
Because you're American.
You're American,
You're
too,
American
Maya.
Yeah.
Japanese.
I am Canadian.
Oh.
I don't know what voice that was. But
I come to make it so are you, Mr. Wright.
Oh. So let me get this straight. So when it's my fault, I'm the only American, but when it's supposedly your fault, suddenly it's not your fault because you're Canadian. Thanks,
as they say, blame Canada.
Thanks, Wolverine.
Blame Canada. Blame Canada. They're not even a real country anyway.
Canada's not real, Pedro 2022. Not at all, Mr. Wright. After all, it is a gentleman's
Canada's a myth made up by the government.
No, Shiroi, Canada is an 8-bit RPG, remember?
Nick, you should really learn to be a proper gentleman.
Oh, well, I'm not too sure I'd be able to pull off the whole top hat look for one.
Nah, he'd look kind of silly in a top hat.
Go to Royal Ascot and find out for yourself. Mr. Wright, it is an honor to once again team up with you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what were you saying, Pedro?
No, I think I finished. I said Canada is an 8-bit
Yeah, he
RPG.
finished.
Oh,
No
okay.
matter what challenges may lie in our way, with your help I am certain we can overcome them. Let us go forth and solve the mystery that is Labyrinthia, shall we?
By the way, have I mentioned that the Great Witch actually wants us to be here, so in a sense we may or may not be playing right into our hands? Absolutely. We'll fight for a spell until the very end.
Well, let them finish their reunion before they get into that stuff.
Professor, I'm looking forward to working with you and putting an end to this mystery once and for all, and figuring out how we're going to escape a storybook to get home, too.
It will be my pleasure, Mr. Wright.
God knows what's happening back in the court system back at home while I'm away.
And then it does a cut away to the courtroom on fire or something.
Funny you mention that, Dwibs. That joke will become poignant come Ace Attorney 5.
I see. So that is what happened to Miss Kira.
Yeah, that's why I think there's more to the witch trials than meets the eye.
In that arm possession scenario, I mean, we know Christopher Miller plays Herschel Layton. Who would play Dick Layton?
The guy who played Descalay.
I guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe Liam O'Brien, because remember, Liam O'Brien was doing fake Layton in Lost Future.
Huh.
The patented Nick investigation method. Dive ahead first into a pit and figure out it's not really a pit after all. Proven and tested.
Boy, thanks. Remind me not to let you be my marketing expert. Anyway, that's how we ended up here. So what about that great witch you said you ran into?
Turned out she was a great bitch.
Well, no
We still
duh.
don't know much about her, after all. However, it seems she was the one responsible for leading us here. She also told us of a place containing many secrets regarding the storyteller's story, a place she refers to as the beginning.
Oh, so we're getting a
Why did you
behind-the-scenes
say
look.
it like that?
Because it sounds cool.
And menacing.
Also, I can totally... Oh, sorry. The beginning. You're saying my father's secrets are hidden there?
Mm-hmm. Including the porn
Yes.
stash.
As I suspected, yes. Did you know the storyteller's mustache is fake?
No! We're not doing that!
That's right. This is also the first time I've ever seen these ruins. Also, I can just imagine that Maya would have absolutely tried to make some kind of ad for his sister's law office.
Yeah, the Wright and Co. law officers. We get most of our courtroom cases done by bullshitting it.
Labyrinthia. Even the Great Witch.
It's as if the Great Witch said it would be. Da, 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 da.
It's a bit scary, to be honest.
Just think about it like getting the talk, okay? You're gonna figure out why this entire world was created.
I feel as if getting to the bottom of this and exposing Labyrinthia secrets will change everything.
Oh, you have no idea!
That, and, well, even if it wasn't that, well, obviously it will. Like,
That's a loaded line.
God, it is.
Knowing my father's secrets.
I wonder, knowing what we know about the ending, if Takumi put that in because he knew how that ending was gonna turn out.
Alright, buckle in, folks.
Pretty much.
I think the old me would be absolutely terrified right now. She probably couldn't even go
And then it turned out it was a vault full of the storyteller's dojin or whatever it's called.
But I must stay strong. I must know the truth.
What kind of dojin would he even make, given how technically everything he writes is law?
See, that line that she just said before this one. Yeah, I've been so blind to the truth this entire time. But, where she says, oh, I don't think the old me could have handled it.
Oh, right, you've had an arc, apparently.
Yeah, I was about to say that. That line is usually reserved for when a character has some kind of arc where that person now becomes more confident. But again, Respal doesn't really have a character arc of sorts, so that line just
I
really feel...
I do wonder if we're supposed to take her actions at the end of the Golden Courtroom turnabout to signify how much stronger she's getting, that now she's willing to sacrifice herself and show that that's her getting braver, whereas before she was more timid and scared and running away from stuff.
I feel like it's more of the Sonic Rush kind of thing, where her seeing everyone in action is giving her some confidence and such.
That's actually not a bad idea there, too. I do wish the game could show more of it, but I guess we could infer that at this point.
Yeah, that is just my guess, because, yeah, the game doesn't really do much with her character.
If I can say this,
in that sense.
The reason I find it so jarring with a spell is that this is not Takumi's usual writing style. Normally, Takumi is an expert at showing gradual arcs of development with characters here. I'll make a more apt comparison regarding Rise from the Ashes later on, but I'll just say this. I feel like how Lana Sky was handled as a client who is definitely just antagonistic to you from the start, but slowly actually starts to grow onto your side with still a lot of gray morality and her own grievances and doubts here and there. Felt like a more interesting arc than what we get with Aspella.
It probably has to do with whatever the story was like before development issues arose.
I really do wonder. And again, audience, for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, bear in mind, be patient, but trust me, you'll see what we mean.
Yeah. Jovah's gonna have his own equivalent of what I did during that 13th part where I explained the entire development cycle of 13.
Yeah, and again, yeah. I kind of told it in part 0, but don't worry, the real show is yet to begin.
Yes.
See you later.
See ya.